And I'm starting at the Weather Center with David because we really have our eye on some crazy heat that head.
Oh, it is on the way. Today, not so bad out there. Temperatures have been in the low 80s. But that's going to change as we head into the next couple of days. A look at our temperatures out right now. It's only 81 degrees. That's not too bad at all. The future heat index forecast, though, shows by tomorrow afternoon, heat index values close to 90 degrees. So it'll be noticeably warmer starting tomorrow afternoon. And then as we move ahead into Thursday, that's going to be one of the hottest days because heat index values will easily be above 95 and may get as high as around 100 to 101 degrees. So get ready, because once the heat moves in, it's going to stick around right through the weekend. Jorma?
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 5.
Many in Lansing are now rallying around the family of a shooting victim from this past weekend. It's our top story at 5. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jorma Duran. We're here for you now with new information involving 4 separate shootings over the weekend, leaving 3 injured and 1 man dead, including a story about some who are stepping up for a family in need due to gun violence. 6 News reporter Zach Preece spoke to a local advocate who says she's all about giving a helping hand. Tell us more, Zach.
Jorma, I got the chance today to sit down with Rena Risper. She's the director of the New Citizens Press Community Action Network, which is a local nonprofit. Risper says that New Citizens Press helps the people of Central Michigan get through hardships, such as a family member being the victim of a shooting. That's exactly why Risper started a fundraiser yesterday to help the family of a 15-year-old girl who was shot 3 times on Saturday night and remains in the hospital. Risper says it's more than just a fundraiser, though. It's the community rallying around a family in need. She's accepting gift cards to give to the family and says this morning she actually met with the father of the injured girl, who recently lost his job and was able to give him $250 of gas gift cards, all donated by others looking to help.
It impacts your job, your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, because you're trying to hold on for another person. Having someone donate a gift card for gas, it's our responsibility to help breathe life back into these families.
And at last check, the 15-year-old who was shot Saturday was still in the hospital, listed in critical condition, but was expected to survive, according to the Lansing Police Department. And if you yourself are interested in donating, you can call Rena Risper at the number that's on your screen right now. Back to you.
Zach, thank you very much. And we're staying on top of all 4 shootings that took place over the weekend, including the homicide, and detailing the response from the police and the community with new information at 6 News at 6. So stay tuned or head to WLNS.com or use our 6 News app for our continuing coverage. Congress could be moving closer to a government shutdown. Lawmakers have until the fall to pass new spending bills. But some Democrats say they aren't willing to support Republicans' bills after they passed a series of spending cuts. Congress has until the end of September to approve funding for the next fiscal year. Republicans will need at least 60 votes in the Senate to do that. And Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says Republicans' recent actions carrying out the president's legislative agenda have undermined their calls for bipartisanship.
The biggest obstacle to a good faith bipartisan funding process is coming from the other end of Pennsylvania Avenue.
The funding deadline is still 70 days away, but lawmakers are set to leave town for a month of August recess. President Trump announces a new trade deal with the Philippines while his administration continues to be dogged by questions about its handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Erica Brown has the latest from the White House, where the president took questions in the Oval Office today and ratcheted up his rhetoric against former President Barack Obama.
We're very close to finishing a trade deal.
Shortly after hosting the president of the Philippines in the Oval Office Tuesday, President Trump announced on social media a new trade deal, including a 19% tariff on goods from that country.
Whether it's right or wrong, it's time to go after people.
But Trump didn't talk trade for long, pivoting to attack former President Barack Obama, blaming him directly for what he has called for years the Russia hoax.
He's guilty. This was treason. This was every word you can think of. They tried to steal the election.
During Trump's first term, a special counsel investigated potential government wrongdoing, finding no evidence intelligence had been falsified in a systematic way, influenced by political concerns or directed by the former president. President Trump brought up former President Obama moments after being asked a question related to the controversy surrounding the investigation into convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
Sounds appropriate to do, yeah.
The president said it was appropriate that his Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche reached out to the lawyer for Epstein associate and convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell and plans to speak to her in the coming days.
We want maximum transparency. We also understand the other part of that duty is that we have to protect innocent victims.
On Capitol Hill, House Speaker Mike Johnson said the House won't vote on a resolution calling on the Trump administration to release more of the Epstein files before the August recess. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
And be sure to stay with 6 News and CBS News for continuing coverage of the Trump-Epstein scandal. We'll keep you updated both on air and online with any new developments. Many American companies are now reporting that they are really starting to feel the effects of tariffs that have been put into place. And they're bracing for new tariffs that could begin next week. Walmart says it needed to raise prices in June, and economists say consumer goods like toys, clothes, and sporting equipment are already more expensive. Some lawmakers say the president's tariff policies will do more harm than good in the long run, but the White House disagrees.
Donald Trump's trade war has created a mess for U.S. businesses.
He's effectively using tariffs to bring more revenue into the United States to ultimately pay down our debt.
Other countries that could get hit with new tariffs next week include Canada and the European Union. General Motors is blaming tariffs for its latest financial showing. The company says profits declined by 35% in its second quarter, which amounts to more than $1 billion. CEO Mary Barra says tariffs could end up costing the company between $4 and $5 billion. In addition, she says the automaker is attempting to reduce its tariff exposure and is still optimistic about the electric market. She says she's hoping to recoup some of those losses of that money through pricing, targeted cost initiatives, and by making adjustments to their manufacturing. Ford is now recalling close to 700,000 Bronco Sport and Escape vehicles because the fuel injector may crack and leak, causing a fire. The recall impacts certain 2021 through 24 Bronco Sport and 2022 Escapes with 1.5-liter engines. A letter to owners is expected to be sent out by mid-August. Owners are being urged to contact Ford customer service for more information.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
With the hot weather on the way, we got to think about not only what we do during hot weather, which is we head inside in the air conditioning, but our pets that are out there. Got to think about them as well. Some of the hot weather dangers for our pets, of course, is one, it's hot, just the air temperature, but what they're walking on, because they don't have shoes like us. Take an air temperature of 93 degrees. Now, if they're walking on shady grass, it's actually a little bit cooler, so that's the best place to walk. But in the sunshine, the grass can heat up to around 100 degrees. For concrete, 112, and asphalt, it can feel as hot as 130 degrees. So just be cognizant of where you're walking the pets out there over the next few days as this heat and humidity begin to build in. Our Muggy meter shows why it's the dew point. It's always the dew point, and that's really going to start to take off tomorrow afternoon. So once it reaches 65 to 70, then we are in the sticky and humid category, and that's where we're going to remain until at least Sunday, probably Monday of next week as well. The high temperature trend of the actual air temperature, that's going to be near 94 degrees on Thursday, mid to upper 80s Friday and Saturday, and then we're again near 90. But look at next week. By the middle of next week, humidity drops and so do the temperatures. Satellite and radar all quiet today. No threat of any precipitation tonight or into tomorrow morning. Some showers and storms well to our north and to our west. They each day try to make a run at us and then fall apart before they get here. So dry weather for Wednesday. Then as we head into Thursday, a little outflow boundary moves through, but no precipitation with that. Maybe by Thursday afternoon, the storms form close enough that they'll have a better chance by Thursday night of moving in. Temperatures currently upper 70s and lower 80s. It is another delightful afternoon outside. We've got sunshine on the McLaren cam. Temperature now up to 84 degrees. That is our high after a morning low of only 62. In Grand Ledge, could still see some wildfire smoke in the air. Temperature today topping out at 85 degrees. Current temp 84 after a morning low of 59. In Jackson, we've got lots of sunshine, temperature at 81. That is the high. Morning low very pleasant, down to 56 degrees. Finally, in Hillsdale, lots of sunshine, 81 the current and the high after a morning low of 58 degrees. Tonight's forecast, expect a low dropping to 61 degrees with mostly clear skies. Then headed into tomorrow, temperatures will start out very pleasant, but climb to near 90 by 5 o'clock. Not a lot of heat index to talk about tomorrow. It's going to feel like it's in probably the 90 to 93 degree range. Over the next 6 days, on Thursday, weather aware day. We put it on Friday accidentally. That should be on Thursday. 94 degrees, mid 80s on Friday, but still very humid. Remains humid through the weekend. We're near 90 Monday or Sunday and Monday, but then a nice cooling trend with 70s and really some delightful air moving in by the middle and end of next week. Kind of a tale of two weekends. One really humid, the other looks great.
Yeah, that next week. Ooh, I can't wait. Already, I can't wait.
I'm already sweating.